Well, let's face it, car accidents are a fact of life, especially living in Colorado. But if you do get into an accident, what or would you know what to do? What are your rights, and how can you make sure that you have all the information you need to make a claim? Well, we've invited with us this morning to kind of sort everything out through some of these legal questions, Associate Attorney Kaylee Wechter from the law firm of Larson and Larimer. Good to see you.
It's good to see you as well.
So what are some tips keeping your claim on track after a motor vehicle accident actually occurs?
So there are a couple tips and tricks that I'm going to go over today, but the first one that comes to mind is take photos of the damage to your vehicle. Take photos of the damage not only to your vehicle, but to the at-fault driver's vehicle as well, and any property damage. If the car hit a median, a pole, anything like that, you want to make sure you have photos of all of those. If you can take photos at that accident scene, that will help you and be more beneficial in the long run.
You talked about being beneficial. How does taking photos help?
So taking photos helps give photo evidence to the insurance adjuster, and what it's going to help with is show the magnitude of the accident. It's also going to show exactly where the damage to your car occurred so that they can't dispute it as pre-existing.
Oh, got you. That's very, very smart.
Yep.
All right, what's the next thing we should do after an accident?
So this is probably the most important thing to do after an accident. What you want to do is go ahead and file a police report. You want the police department to actually come out and investigate the scene of the accident. This is important for two reasons. So the first reason is for liability purposes. You want the police officer to come and show up at the scene of the accident because he'll most likely issue a citation at the scene of the accident. This means the at-fault driver will have the full liability for the accident once the citation is issued. The second thing is the police department is going to keep track of the insurance information, the at-fault driver's name, their address, and any witnesses and their phone numbers, names, and addresses. So everything is in one form at that point.
Okay, we're just scratching the surface here. There is so much more that you need to go through. So if you've gone and been through an accident, or you just want more information to take care of your future, I want to encourage you to give them a call. It's 303-647-3980. That's 303-647-3980. You can also go to their website, which is personalinjurydenver.com, to find out more. So talk about how Larson and Larimer assist clients keeping their claim on track. What else do you do?
So Larson and Larimer has actually developed a very unique phone application that you can download on your phone, and it has two sections that help with the tips and tricks I just talked about. So there's a section where you can upload photos, you can even do videos, and take pictures of the damages to your vehicle, the at-fault driver's vehicle. There's also a section where you can enter in all the information you need for a police accident report.
Wow.
On top of that, there's a section that has emergency location for services, so you can click on that and find your local police department to call them to come out and investigate the scene if you don't really know the area that you're in.
That is extremely helpful.
Yes.
How do I use the app? How do I get it?
So you can go ahead and go to the App Store on your iPhone. You can download it from there. You can type in keywords such as Larson Larimer or injury help, and then download the app at that point. So what's showing right now is the main home screen. If you could see at the top where it says new accident report there, that's where you can fill in your information. Then there's the find emergency services. That's what I was mentioning, where you can find the local police department. You can also find repair shops. You can also find your nearest hospital and things like that.
Wow, that is extremely helpful. Brilliant. Really, just download that app. And again, if you want to find out more, you can call 303-647-3980. So once an accident happens and a claim is opened with the at-fault driver's insurance company, what do we do next?
So there's a couple things to keep in mind here. The first thing you want to keep in mind is if you've retained the services of an attorney, you should no longer speak to the insurance adjuster or the insurance carrier. And then also, don't discuss any medical treatment. Once again, this goes back to not talking to the insurance adjuster or carrier. Your attorney will handle it from there. And the last thing to keep in mind is don't sign any medical release forms that were sent over by the insurance company. Your attorney will handle all of that and gather all of your medical information and only give them what they need to actually process the claim.
That's because the attorney or the insurance company, they may act like they're your best friend, but no, the attorney has your best efforts in mind, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, so what else do we do if we're seeking medical treatment? How should we handle that?
So if you're seeking medical treatment, there's also a couple things to keep in mind. The first is keep track of all of your medical providers. This helps less work for you in the long run. You want to make sure you're keeping track of names, addresses, the type of provider that they are, if they're an orthopedic surgeon or a chiropractor, and then also tentative dates of service. If you can provide your attorney with all of this information, that will help in the long run so they can gather all of your medical records and follow along. The second thing that you want to make sure you do is keep track of out-of-pocket expenses. These are things like prescription costs, if you had to have crutches, a neck brace, anything that you paid for out of pocket that related to your injuries. You want to keep track of all of those expenses because those are damages in your case. And the last and most important thing is make sure you're following through with your medical treatment, that you're going to these appointments, that you're seeing the doctors that you're referred to, because any gaps in treatment could be adverse to your claim.
Absolutely. Does Larson and Larimer help with keeping our medical appointments on track and our medical expenses?
Yes. So not only do they have experienced attorneys that can help guide you through the claim process, what they also have is the app that I just mentioned. There's a section in there that says My Expenses. This can keep track of all your expenses. You can actually enter them in directly to the app. And then in addition, they have a My Appointment Reminders. It syncs with the calendar in your application, or the calendar in your phone, and the application. And you can enter in information such as your medical appointments, follow-up phone calls, making sure that you're making those calls to the referral providers.
Absolutely. You guys do so much. I didn't realize you took care of clients.
We try to make this process as easy as possible.
Which is great because it's not only physical what people are going through when they are in an accident, but it's also the emotional, roller coaster aspect of it.
Thank you. It's a confusing process.
Oh, it certainly is.
Helps.
Thank you for coming on the show. You know, the firm of Larson and Larimer handles a wide variety of claims, including motor vehicle accidents, insurance disputes, medical malpractice claims, slip and falls, and wrongful death cases. They have more than 50 years of experience, a 95% success rate, and have recovered more than $250 million for their clients. The attorneys from Larson and Larimer, will give you the personal attention that you deserve and aggressively pursue your case against those who have caused your injuries. The Larson and Larimer Personal Injury Help app is available on Apple and Android devices. Simply search Larson and Larimer in your app store. Give them a call today. Pick up the phone, 303-647-3980. That's 303-647-3980. Or find them online at personalinjurydenver.com. Do you have a personal injury question for the partners at Larson and Larimer? Please email us at mycoco@9news.com. That's mycoco@9news.com. Larson and Larimer paid for their segment.